He been sucking on Diddy's dick a long time. It's time for him to learn how to make this thing happen without the devil's dick in his mouth or ass.
Oh my God. You don't think if he sued, he'll just Lil Woody the situation and I don't recall? I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is.
I mean, I'm 13 years old. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? There were a lot of things I seen and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be.
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man.
Jaguar Wright, the outspoken singer known for her candid revelations about the music industry, recently made a bold claim regarding Usher and his alleged HIV diagnosis. In a shocking interview, Wright suggested that Usher contracted the virus from attending the infamous parties thrown by Diddy, a renowned figure in the entertainment world. According to her, these parties, notorious for their wild and secretive nature, were a breeding ground for risky behavior and reckless encounters, which she claims played a role in Usher's health crisis.
Could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
He didn't stop doing what he's done.
He an advocate. Now he did do that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable, G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
Wait, please name them, because we need to know.
Wait a minute. Those are things that I'll be discussing on the Jaguar Wright show from here on out.
Shout out Jaguar Wright show. But yeah, no, we need those names, because god dang.
Jaguar Wright has been fearlessly exposing the dark secrets of Diddy and other celebrities for years, shedding light on the hidden side of the entertainment industry. From allegations of manipulation, misconduct, and secret dealings, Wright has consistently called out some of the most powerful figures in Hollywood, including Diddy.
Usher.
They talk about his...
Usher, I'm tired of Usher.
Oh, okay.
Goofy bitch.
Oh.
Got your asshole ripped open and the only thing it inspired was loyalty? They ripped your ass open. Gene didn't say it. He said, check the records at the hospital. I'm saying it. You got your ripped open. Then you take Justin Bieber from Lily White, Canada, and take him to the flavor of the Kitty edition. Get his ripped open. Now everything's coming out, and the first thing you do is run the Bali with another Kitty rape.
Cat Williams and Jaguar Wright are owed an apology by the black community. You know what I'm talking about. When they start saying like what Diddy was doing behind closed doors, you call them crazy. You call them haters. You call them traitors. But after Diddy got pinched by the feds, and after the evidence they got started yanking out, now most of you are being quiet. Some people in Diddy circle start deleting tweets. Decide to move different. Talking different. Because deep down inside, time's coming. Cat Williams called it. 2024 is to be the time of revealing, starting with Diddy. And if Diddy starts to sing, everybody else is next.
Usher, the acclaimed R&B artist, has shared insights into his time at Diddy's Flavor Camp, a pivotal period in his life. In the 1990s, when Usher was only 14 years old, he was sent to New York City to live with Diddy, who was then known as Puff Daddy. This year-long experience, often referred to as Puffy Flavor Camp, played a significant role in shaping Usher's early career.
I moved to New York City. and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to
the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
The answer at the end. You're a dad now. Would you ever send him to Puffy Camp? No. Of course I would not do that. The things that you witnessed, you staying up until 4 a.m. at these Diddy parties. And they're laughing. I love that. It makes it even more special because it's Howard Stern that's contributing to this conversation. And obviously Howard Stern is completely mental about Trump, about horrible Trump is this and that. And he's laughing about Diddy parties and learning that there's a 13-year-old kid there witnessing what he describes as orgies. Like Howard Stern said, there was orgies. Were you there? Did you see this? And they're laughing at this, right? Usher certainly knew what went down at Diddy parties, is the point that I'm making, okay? All of Hollywood knew what went down at Diddy parties. We could show you clip after clip after clip of them all mocking and laughing about everything that happened.
Usher has also claimed that he has been to Diddy's infamous parties during his stay at the Flavor Camp. These events are characterized by their opulence, featuring A-list guest lists, spectacular live performances, and lavish decor. Diddy's parties have become a hallmark of his brand, consistently setting the standard for high-profile celebrations. From his infamous white parties in the Hamptons to grand New Year's Eve events, Diddy's gatherings epitomize glamour and unforgettable experiences.
Give a shout out. That's a Christian. Can we get a shout out? How you doing?
So, like, we here to like try to raise money for these, mosquito bed nets. So if you don't understand, like, just imagine living in Africa and like, your little infant child just gets bit by a mosquito and he dies. We're with a charity this year, and I'm glad to attach with my boys' charity, and we're gonna do it every year with another charity. So thank y'all very much for coming. So let's party.
A lot of ladies drink water at parties. If you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me. But just check it out. You need a lot of heat. You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
We've actually spoken with several people who say, frankly, they're not surprised by any of this. This, as the attention, in terms of the investigation, now shifts to some of Diddy's friends and employees.
However, these parties are definitely not suitable for minors. There have been numerous allegations suggesting that these events were far from innocent. Reports indicate that Diddy's parties involved coercive behavior, strict physical requirements for attendees, and the use of substances to keep victims compliant. Party organizers and attendees have detailed alarming practices, such as weight checks and strict dress codes, with women required to wear short dresses and high stilettos.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent.
Usher has described his time at the camp as a period of witnessing curious things and pretty wild events. Despite the camp's reputation, Usher felt like a little brother and was treated as such by Diddy. He also mentioned that he got a chance to see some things that he didn't necessarily understand at the time.
It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans. Jodeci, Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like, you know,
What
like
a
living.
life.
So when Usher signed and became a quote-unquote mentor to Justin Bieber, why didn't he mentor him against going to Diddy's house? Wouldn't that be a nice thing for your mentor and your friend to do? Why is it beginning to feel like everything that Kanye West told us about Hollywood might be true?
Allison Hall, the son of Diddy's photographer, has shared some disturbing details about Diddy's private parties, which he attended when he was just 6 years old. Hall described these gatherings as wild and chaotic, with a lot of inappropriate behavior and activities taking place.
Now imagine you're a old kid and you find yourself a guest there. Allison Hall has more.
Can you believe this 6-year-old boy was once a guest at Diddy's infamous white party? The disgraced mogul has his arm draped around a young Justin Livtowski back in 1999. Justin is now 31 and tells Inside Edition about taking that photo.
He put his arm around me in an uncomfortable way, close to areas that you shouldn't as a grown man.
He recalls what he saw at the party.
So I remember marijuana, and topless women. That's the two main things that I remember.
So, how'd he end up there? Well, his father, David Allen, was Diddy's photographer.
People were getting high. There were girls swimming topless, young-looking girls that were, not dressed. We moved to another part of the house so that he wouldn't be exposed to what was going on.
In later years, Diddy implemented a curfew for children.
The kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, but this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to.
I think he's a monster.
This week, Houston-based lawyer Tony Busby says more than 120 people are coming forward with claims Diddy abused them.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15.
Did Diddy assault you in any way?
When you say assault, I don't know the exact definition, but he put his arm around me in an uncomfortable way.
Diddy is now behind bars, facing federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering.
Gene Deal has spoken out over the years about troubling experiences and alleged misconduct involving the hip-hop mogul. Deal, who worked for Diddy primarily in the 1990s, has been vocal in interviews and on podcasts, sharing what he claims to have witnessed during his tenure.
Is that, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. A black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy.
Deal has also made explosive claims regarding Usher's relationship with Diddy, suggesting that the two had an intimate encounter when Usher was very young. According to Deal, this alleged interaction led to serious health consequences for Usher, even landing him in the hospital.
And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing some programs. They may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said.
Gene Deal revealed that he allegedly saw Diddy have a situation with Usher that landed him in the hospital and made Usher's mother want to sue.
I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Usher is caught in the crossfire when he was named in the latest lawsuit against Diddy by Lil Rod. The lawsuit alleges that Diddy was bragging to Lil Rod about hooking up with two people in the industry. One of them, a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, allegedly Meek Mill, and an artist who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency, which fans say is Usher.
He claimed that Diddy influenced Usher when the singer was a teenager. Deal mentioned that Usher wasn't completely transparent about his time at Diddy's Flavor Camp. He also referenced a misconduct lawsuit against Diddy, suggesting that Usher might be the unnamed R&B artist mentioned in the suit.
You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story.
Yeah, that is weird, man. I never knew about that, man. You never told me about that, man. But to get back to this lawsuit, right, Lil Rod, he also alleges that, you know, Diddy, he will grope his genitals and he will grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had sex. If you read it.
During an interview on the Art of Dialogue podcast, Deal suggested that Diddy's interactions with young artists often involved inappropriate and manipulative behavior, which he downplayed as mere horseplay. This characterization has raised concerns about the normalization of such behavior and its impact on vulnerable artists in the industry.
We didn't call it grooming back then. That his horseplay was a way of letting you know I could really hurt you if I wanted to. You get it? I could really hurt you. And that's what that kid probably felt.
Deal claimed that Diddy took advantage of Usher when the singer was a teenager. He suggested that Usher was exposed to inappropriate encounters with older women under Diddy's supervision.
He got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you.
Jaguar has made allegations regarding Combs' influence on Usher and Justin Bieber. Wright claims that Diddy influenced Usher during his teenage years, leading Usher to exhibit predatory behavior later in life. She further alleges that Justin Bieber became a victim of this cycle.
Because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that.
Justin Bieber had a similar experience with Diddy in 2009 when Bieber was a rising teenage star eager to connect with the music mogul. With the support of his growing fan base, Bieber successfully caught Diddy's attention, leading to the creation of a video titled 48 Hours with Diddy.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, go get the front shot of this.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, you know, wear your seatbelt.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
In the video, Diddy is seen making a statement that raised eyebrows. While the video was initially presented as a fun, behind-the-scenes look at their time together, several unsettling details have since resurfaced, leaving many viewers uncomfortable with the dynamics portrayed.
No.
All right, 16.
You're not ready. Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Jess.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay, I get the mansion?
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, where we hanging out and what we doing.
What do you think about Usher's experience at Diddy's Flavor Camp? Do you believe it had a lasting impact on his career and personality? Share your thoughts in the comments below.